For the annexation, and the statute uses the term owner in the city. But I talked to Patrick Swansea, yesterday, this guy, I got just to make sure that there was a statement. But Sean told me he picked the term up back in something in so I'm not certain. But the thing that...
All right, it's 6:30. We'll call this public hearing to order. And this is over an annexation issue on Vervilla Road and Manchester Highway, Morrison Highway. And this is your chance to speak. And just so everybody will understand, the board does not speak in this meeting here. We just hear from you guys. This is our chance to hear what you all have to say. This issue is on our agenda in the meeting that starts at 7 o'clock after this hearing here. So this is your time to speak, and anyone who does, if you'll sign the list up there on the podium and tell us who you are.
All right. Good evening, all. Hi, I'm Bar Flynn. I'm a resident of 153 Stone Creek Boulevard, right off of Vervilla. I've been a resident there for a little over a year and a half. And so I'm not thoroughly familiar with how things are done here, but I have some questions which may seem simple and naive, but they're not clear. The answers are not clear to me. I notice on the notice of the meeting and request for annexation, it appears that there are 7 tax ID numbers. Am I correct in that? And if I am, does that represent 7 individual owners? And are those owners corporations? Are they individuals? Can that be answered?
It's one property owner, 7 different parcels. Is that correct, Sean?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm assuming, maybe you know the answer to this, that he has a plan for those 7 parcels, and it's likely a residential plan. Is that correct? Yeah. Oh, no,
We don't have any plans as far as development. That's not required to be submitted. The 7 lots located up in the red there in that box,
Yep.
those are pretty much developed. My understanding is the big parcel there in purple, that will most likely be developed in a residential form, similar to the neighborhood that's already there.
Okay. Are you the developer?
No.
Okay.
No.
Is there a timeline on this?
No, we don't have any time. We have to annex the property before any development can be submitted and plans and all that. So
Okay.
there's no known timeline at this point.
Okay. And I don't know if you should answer this or not, but is there any intent on making an egress road or an access road through Stone Creek?
To my knowledge, no. Again, we're not at the development stage, that'll be reviewed when we get to that stage. But what the owner has said that where the cul-de-sac kind of ends there, that will not be going through 55.
Okay.
That's my understanding on that.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. I guess my last question would be, am I right to conclude that the details of this plan are not known really by anybody, that they have not been submitted in a way that they could be reviewed and explained to residents in any degree of detail? Is that a correct assumption? So we're essentially here this evening just to meet the legal requirement or consider the legal necessity to annex the properties to the city of McMinnville so that they could get services from the city of McMinnville. Is that correct?
That's right.
And would those services impact our taxes in Stone Creek? Would our taxation be affected in any way by having a neighboring development Would our house appraisal be affected in any way?
I don't think it would be. I think if anything, it would decrease your property taxes.
That would be nice. Okay. Okay. All right. Is anyone here able or willing to volunteer any information that's not immediately evident on the request for annexation? Is there any further information that would be helpful for residents to know?
Well, I guess I would like to know a little bit about the zoning. When we get, that's probably not for tonight, but at some point, we'll talk about zoning down the road, I suppose.
Will there be another public hearing or an opportunity for the public to speak at another time?
It'll be planning commission, I guess.
Yes, as it goes through the zoning process, it'd be similar to a rezoning, so there'll be notification and public hearing at both the planning commission and this board when we go to zone that property.
Okay, and sir, what's your position?
I'm the community development director.
Community development.
Yes, sir.
And your responsibilities are?
I can put the packet together to present here. I do all the planning, zoning, building codes, code enforcement.
Okay, you're the
annexation
liaison
request.
with the
Yes.
developer? Okay.
Yep.
All right, well, good, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is on the hair, so I can't tell you.
Yeah.
So I'm Cheryl Hopkins. I've lived here 4.5 years, moved here from Texas. Absolutely love it. And when my daughter moved to Murfreesboro about 10 years ago, I was like, are you gonna come back to Texas? Are you gonna come back to Texas? She's like, no, probably not. But now that we were coming up to see them all the time, and we said we fell in love with it. So we drove all around Murfreesboro, and God just kept bringing us back here. And we love it here, and now I see why she said she would never move back to Texas. But you know, Texans are, we love our Texas, but it does not compare to Tennessee, and it's very beautiful here. So one of our questions is, that access road, that, well, not the access road, that road right there, you said it's probably gonna go through to 55. So you realize that all the high school and elementary school people are gonna start cutting through our neighborhood to get to 55?
The developer said that it would not
It
cut
would
through.
not.
Oh, I thought I you said it would.
No. The
Okay.
developer came to the zoning,
Yeah, we should
Planning
look into that.
commission.
the planning commission meeting, which I'm a part of,
Uh-huh.
and we asked that question specifically.
Okay.
And he said no.
Yeah, we do get the occasional wanderer that comes around and tries to find an outlet, you know, because we live on the cul-de-sac to the left. So you'll see them come in and like, oh well, never mind, just go back out. And then the other thing is, well, is there any chance that any of this property would become commercialized?
That's what Rachel's question was about zoning.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what we don't want, I don't think.
I think right now that what's on Highway 55 is technically already commercial. Is that true? Some of that area is already commercial. But that's all that I know at the moment.
Okay, I guess that's the main thing. And then you said our property tax could go down. I just want to tell y'all, I'm very glad to pay city taxes. If I lived one street over, I could see their street from my street, I wouldn't have to pay city taxes. But I'm very happy to, I call it an investment into the city of McMinnville, and we're very proud to live here and to be part of this community. And so we just want to make sure our property values don't go down, even though they went up quite a bit this year. And not the property value of the taxes, but again, hey, it's okay. But I guess that's the main thing, is we just don't want people being able to go through the neighborhood to go to 55, and that it's not commercialized, so that we're seeing buildings behind our homes. So that's the main thing for us. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jerry Basham. We live at 145 Garrison. I'm the one that has been doing all the bush hogging, the farming that land for the last approximately 8 years. I'm a member of Farmland Trust, which means I don't like to see farmland busted up and stick a bunch of little houses on it. Same thing that we're concerned about is the property value going down. Street coming through, we got older people that walk their dogs, we got kids that are, parents that are walking their kids. And it's a quiet neighborhood, and everybody on the main drag through there will lose their privacy on the back of their house. And they won't bother me to have to quit farming or mowing the grass. So that's just my thoughts on it.
Were you here at the other meeting?
No, I didn't make that, I didn't know
Okay.
we could come to it.
Okay.
And plus, I've got a copy of the wetland. That's on one end of it. Which I tried to talk to the people that tends to the wetlands. Maybe throw a kink in it, you might say. And there's a whole big strip of wetland on it. Bush hogging, you're gonna have tractor and four-wheel drive. We've had fertilizer truck get stuck. And that's what we're faced with some of the land there. Okay, that's all I got to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? And just, again, so you know, this agenda is on our meeting tonight. It starts at 7 o'clock, and that's typically when we speak more. We'll have more questions ourselves and more dialogue between each other. So this was our chance to hear you, and we appreciate you being here. If there's nothing else, this hearing, did you need to say something, Sean?
I just want to make sure from Jim's perspective, we're okay, because it did get published in the paper that the public hearing was at 6:50. I know we've tried to open it and let them speak, but I don't know if others are going to be rolling in the next few minutes to speak at that 6:50 time.
So the paper said it was at 6:50.
Until-
We could just leave it open until,
Yeah, until the.
Until 7.
Just in case someone does show up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sean.
There was a discrepancy between the meeting start time and what it said in the message body of the notification, so.
okay.
Yeah, so. There's a tiny little spot there.
I'll get my wife to write my name on this. I can't release my hand anymore. I'm Don Hopkins, again, 108 Garrison Drive is where we live. My question is, I noticed on the sheet of paper it said we would take over the maintenance of the streets and the painting of all that stuff, the stripes, the painting. If you go on Vervilla Road, the county paints Vervilla Road, it stops at the city limit. There is nothing painted all the way to in front of the high school. And my thing is, I mean, I don't know if this is the right form or not, but that should be part of this street painting and taking care of the roads. Our neighborhood's the roads are kind of janky, which I think is probably Wayman's fault to an extent, keep the neighborhood in. But I think maybe they should be looked at a little bit. Because there's a hole in the road, there's places where the curbs are like falling. But I just want to make sure that if you're promising these things to those people, the newness, that we get the same, oh, by the way, it should be them also. So that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The first sheet shows what I'm looking at.
No, I don't have that. So we had one, this is subject.
Well, that's, this is one, this is also going to be
Part of this annexation. But it's separate.
So if we look at the situation, this is the same picture. This is one, this is that tiny little part, this is that little bit bigger part. These are the lots that they own along.
On the highway.
So we're
And it's part of the annexation. That's where the commercial is.
Could be, we just,
So is this on the consent agenda? Then it's
because there are some houses there too, so it's really hard to know.
Yeah. The subdivision's gonna change. Because they got, there's huge water. I don't know why.
from the cul-de-sac.
Well, at the planning commission meeting, they brought up that it might be on the floodplain, the floodplain is quite a while from it, so.
Well, it's strange because the set is within, I don't know, no portion of the pond is located within the floodplain. Set cause, so it's less than 100 years of duration.
This is, one of the comments from the meeting was that this portion of the property. This is a list of concerns and comments from the planning commission meeting. Someone said a portion of the property is within the floodplain.
Right. I don't, well, there's different ways to. So this is not all finish your motion. Like back in 2020.
If you're putting somebody in that's not our candidate, they're being something. They want our business, I guarantee you. I think they're right.
Well, if anyone wants 5 years floodplain, so they, FEMA does the 100-year floodplain. That's what he's showing.
And is that the standard?
This purple here, what's this?
That's part of it, I think. Because there's seven tracks in there, there's 6 lots, and then this thing goes all over to the road. I just don't think this is
But
part
it
of
was,
it.
it was the water level so high.
Yeah.
Bridges are completely situated. It's 30, 40, 50 feet. You know, the bridge going up as you carry down, it was several feet.
So it's these little pieces.
This
This is part of the purple. And these are several different
But the
tracks.
Tennessee Valley is like 14
Yeah.
From here to here, this little tiny space, here's this odd. This little space. And whoever owns it, there's plus these, right?
Across the street from us.
Yeah, so race against time.
We're gonna see it.
One of the 7 property, those are 6 of the 7 properties.
These are 6. And this is 6, and then this is 1. This makes it, so what about this?
these two little pieces are part of this.
They're part of the big piece.
That's right. That's right. So that's one big one.
Cut-through access road they're talking about is, they've done that one. This goes back onto that road.
That's right.
Going
They're
shows
afraid
you.
of traffic. Like the high school.
So the shopping center buildings, it's not to its lots. Oddly enough, by putting something on the here, which is
Stone Creek.
this.
This.
Oh, I'm sorry, here's the road, yeah.
But this is also in the city.
What about this?
Apparently.
None of these are.
I have to turn the light on now.
You're just doing the ones that can be. This is all
I think it's worse when you're like on the computer.
the estate.
You could tell, yeah, what he said of the meeting was their plan
On the
was
computer, like it screams.
to say Stone Creek.
It is 7 o'clock. We will call to order this regularly scheduled meeting of the McMinnville City Board of Mayor and Aldermen. The first item on the agenda is roll call.
Sally Brock,
Present.
Deidre Dunlap,
Present.
Steve Harvey,
Here.
Rachel Kirby,
Here.
Carrie Morton. Here. Carrie Youngblood,
Here.
Mayor Chastain.
Present. Item 2 is the consent agenda that includes minutes from the January 13th regular session. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as well as the minutes as read.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Sally Brock, a second by Ms. Deidre Dunlap. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Item 3 is recognition of visitors. If anyone in the audience wishes to address the board, please approach the podium and state your name for the record. Hearing no comment, item 4 is petitions. There are none. Item 5 is a discussion item about relocating responsibilities for the Alcohol Beverage Board to the Community Development Department. I just proposed this. I think it kind of aligns with what community development does, just in terms of other permitting processes along the lines of constructions, renovations, things with restaurants, inspections, and stuff like that. So this is something that we've discussed with HR, and I would just like the board to consider, I guess, reappropriating those responsibilities into the Community Development Department.
Nothing really changes. It just goes under that heading.
Yeah.
Just, you still have a board.
Beer board.
Yeah, the beer board will just confer with Sean instead of through the recorder. So it's basically just changing hands of the responsibilities, but nothing other than that changes at all.
So who's going to be recording the minutes?
Someone from community, who will be responsible for recording minutes and agendas for the beer board?
We can handle the agendas and record the meetings, that's not the issue. We've kind of regrouped the department, Andrea's been in the planning commission, and historic and BZA as far as minute-wise, so we can keep with that setup and then we can handle the rest of it.
Okay.
That'd be just fine, in other words.
Sean, we can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
I was saying that Andrea's been doing the BZA minutes, planning commission, that type of stuff since Rebecca retired. So we can kind of continue along that train and have her do the minutes. We'll handle the applications, getting the agendas, all that type of stuff, as far as the community development department.
All right. Since this is not under item 6 or action items, can we do anything with that tonight?
I wouldn't think.
Okay, yeah, we'll just have to put that on the agenda for the next meeting. But I just did want to bring that up for everybody's consideration this evening. Does anybody else have any questions or comments?
Yes. So who takes care of permitting now? Where does that go through?
Well,
Just
it depends on
downstairs?
what it's for. Like if it's construction permits, renovation permits.
No, I know that. I'm talking alcohol. That all
That goes
goes,
to the beer
okay.
board, yeah.
Okay,
I still do it. I do.
okay. So you sit in because you're the recorder through the meetings, because I am on that board. That's why you sit in on that board then, is the recorder. So
When
this
I
would just-
originally got it, the secretary did it under Miss Durham. When the secretary walked out, I got it. Miss Durham gave it to me because I was her account clerk. So I took over it and did it because it was under the recorder at that time.
So this only changes, doesn't change the recording job at all. It just changes where they go through to get the permitting and
Permits and
stuff.
all that, yeah.
Okay, all right. That's clear in my head now. Somebody else
Yeah,
have a
no, I
question?
did, but
Okay.
Does the permitting software, the new permitting software, would it be usable for this as well?
I believe so. Is that right, Sean? Can we use the new permitting software to process these permits as well?
Yeah, we have that all built in. Before I enter
That would be,
Already
that would
set
help
up
to
and go.
streamline.
Just stay up here.
Yeah, I think it cleans up the whole process, honestly. Community development was already involved with
measuring the distances and providing that to the recorder. And then the recorder would get it onto the agenda and call the meetings, et cetera. So it's cleaning that up a little bit, and that whole department will manage that process, and as the recorder does with all the other meetings, they'll do the recording of the minutes and the agendas, so.
Is beer permitting already an option within it, or will you have to build it out?
It's already built in. It's ready
Okay,
to go.
okay.
Yeah, we have all that in there. And if we didn't change anything, it's a quick, easy fix.
Okay.
Item 6 is
Oh,
action.
can I add something to the discussion?
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry. So I wanted to bring up, I would like to discuss voting to reaffirm or uphold Resolution 2072, and I can read 2072 to you in a moment, to move forward with the design of the new police station to be constructed from the ground up, meaning the location that was decided in 2072, the build-out at 202 Bell Street. Preliminary plans were drafted by architect Peter Metz, and we need to confirm our intention, either the new construction or the build-out of 202, or the new construction, to allow him to continue to draft the plans and get us to the point where the project could actually be bid out for actual costs. The cost of the services is included currently in the budget for 2025, 2026. Do you want me to read 2072 to you all?
Yeah, for the record.
Okay. So, sorry, the computer keeps turning. On February 26, 2019, the Safety Committee of the City of McMinnville approved the old Morrison Road location for the site of the future McMinnville Police Department building. And the Safety Committee hereby recommends the old Morrison Road location for the site of the future McMinnville Police Department building. Therefore, it be resolved by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen that the City of McMinnville authorizes the selection of the old Morrison Road location for the site of the future McMinnville Police Department. This resolution shall become effective from the date of its adoption.
What was the date on that?
The 29th, February 26, 2019.
So it just, resolution number 2072?
2072.
So it went through safety committee, and that's.
It was approved by the mayor.
Approved by who?
The mayor.
It's a resolution,
Yeah,
so
it
it
was
was approved by the
resolution
full board.
that the full board adopted in 2019.
The safety committee's recommendation, I assume, is what the full board adopted. So, just to reiterate, that was a new build-out, is what the intention was.
New construction.
A new construction, I'm sorry, I'm interchanging those terms, and I apologize. This one is approving a new construction. Then, of course, we talked about the build-out of 202, that was considered. I think we've been presented with Peter Metz's cost estimates for both. I looked at those. I would like to move forward with the new construction, not the build-out. I want to say it right. If that's the case, we would need to take a vote to reaffirm that tonight so we can move forward. Or I think we should make a decision to rescind it if that's not the way we want to go. But I think we need to do something to move forward on it.
Tonight?
I would like to.
And can we even do that?
I don't, given lack of public notice and the fact that it's not time sensitive, I don't think we can vote on something like that without it being given due public notice.
I don't think you would have to vote to continue with the current resolution as it is. I think you would only need to vote to rescind it.
So if we wanted to move forward, we could just we could have a discussion and make that choice tonight.
What was the verbiage again? I mean, the verbiage centers around the location. Does it?
There's also a map included that shows the exact location of it in the resolution.
Which is the new construction. in the packet, which I'm happy to.
Is that resolution specific to the location that's in it?
It is.
So if we're considering a different location, does that mean we have to start all over?
Correct, yes.
You would need
Or
to rescind.
Rescind that?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have all that information right in front of me. I would
If you
like
want
a
to put it
chance
on the
to
agenda
review it.
for next
At
time.
at the very least, review it.
Okay. Can I ask that that be put on the agenda for next time then?
We'll put that under discussion items.
Put it on discussion. I'll put it on discussion. You want to put it under
Then put, yeah,
actions?
put it under action items.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
do I understand the item will be put on the agenda for the next meeting under discussion items?
No.
Not under discussion.
We're gonna put it under action. We put it under discussion, we can't vote on it.
Okay, you're gonna put it on action items?
So what are we voting on?
If we're gonna rescind it
Or reaffirm.
Or
So either
reaffirm.
reaffirm the
It's already
current,
there, so, I mean,
can we?
why do we reaffirm it?
We don't need to. We could just tonight have a discussion to say, let's move forward with it. Or we could put it back on discussion for next time and then say move forward with it. However you want to do it.
Well, I
I'm at a
just,
point where I need to tell the architect which way to go. He's gotten us all the information on both of them, and
The cost estimate on the build out in the building, existing building was extremely vague. Then they just added on another $1 million or $2 million for contingencies. And the whole thing to me was pretty slanted, I felt like, for the side of remodeling the existing building. And I'm not necessarily saying that's what I want to do, but I just felt like that. And also the point was made in the beginning when they drew up the plans that we need to adopt the plans that we have for the new construction to fit in the existing building. And to me, that's totally wrong. Why don't you just adopt a plan? Because he said all the support poles and load-bearing structures were in the way. And so why would you take the plan for the new structure and try to fit it into the footprint of the existing building? That, to me, that makes no sense, but that's what we were presented with. So that was my problem with it.
Yeah,
he has submitted information back that, exactly to your point, you can't really do that. So he has a floor plan that shows what it would look like. So I'm happy to present that to you all.
And I fully support moving forward one way or the other with the police department. I just want to make sure from a procedural and legal standpoint, we go about it the right way in open meetings. So, yeah, we'll just put it under action items for the next session and go from
Do
there.
you have the plans?
Yeah, I have conceptual plans. It's not the full set of plans, it's just a very broad idea of what it would look like, new construction and then the remodel. So,
But that's all we can get at this moment because we have to make a choice which way to go before we could get more specific plans. But we can't pay to get both of them done, so we have to make a choice.
yeah, we're kind of at that point where we've got to choose. Unless we want to pay double, which we could, to get plans for both and bid them both out concurrently.
I don't want to do that. I don't know how you all feel.
I think before we vote, we need all the information, because like Steve said, we went over there with Peter Metz. We went over there with other contractors that had, varying viewpoints. So, I think we would have to review all of it to make a
That's fine. I think we can
educated
put it on the
decision on
next
that.
one. I just want to see it move forward in
That
the
go from
next.
the committee to look at all of that?
It already has.
It's already been, technically, it's
Not the
already been
building
approved.
though, not the plans.
Go through safety. Trust the police department.
Yeah, but this new stuff, the new plans, you haven't showed the new plans of what he's come up with. I haven't seen any of those.
I don't think I've presented those yet. I can email them to you.
She was saying she wondered if it went through committee. She was wanting to know, have the new plans went through safety
Oh,
committee?
no.
That's what she's asking. Should we go through safety committee?
It shouldn't need to because there's already a resolution. That's why it hasn't.
So I agree with Kara that we need to move forward in some way. And also with Ryle that we have to do it procedurally the correct way. So I guess, are we figuring that out right now?
Let me confer with council and the recorder and Nolan over the next day or so to figure out whether or not that would need to go to committee first. And if not, we'll just put it on the agenda. So, yeah, we'll do some research in that regard and get back with everybody as soon as possible. And then it'll either go for a safety committee meeting, the first meeting in January, February, or it'll just come back to the full board. But, yeah, one way or the other, we'll let everybody know by the end of the week.
Nolan will get those, Nolan, you'll get those new plans to us, you said?
I'm sorry.
You'll get the new plans to us, the new
Yeah,
plans that you have?
I can, yep. And they're just floor plans,
Yep.
very vague, but it'll give you an idea.
All right, anything else under discussion items? Item 6 is action items. Item 6A is resolution number 2026-07. Resolution of the City of McMinnville to authorize and approve an exclusive listing with the shopping center group for the marketing of city-owned real estate property located at 109 Magnus Drive. This sets the date when the resolution becomes effective. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Carrie Morton,
Second.
second by Ms. Sally Brock. Any questions or discussion?
Yeah, tell us a little more about this.
Sure. As everyone knows, the city owns commercial property at 109 Magnus Drive, also known as Pacesetters, and has identified the need for professional brokerage services to ensure broad market exposure and competitive interest. After review and negotiation, staff recommends the Shopping Center Group, LLC, a commercial real estate brokerage firm with experience marketing similar properties. TSCG specializes in identifying high-potential retail investment opportunities, leveraging extensive market knowledge, connections, and analytical expertise to ensure their clients achieve optimal return on their investments. So we did a request for proposals to seek commercial brokers. Didn't receive any and had to reach out and ended up going with this company here. So
The Exhibit B, the commission schedule,
yeah,
I don't quite get all that, if I'm being honest.
yeah. So it's let's see here. I can pull it up on the screen, I think. Not easily. If you look at the last page, 7 of 7 in your packet, the top line, which is highlighted, 4% of the sales price is charged by TSCG to the city if they go out and find a buyer and there's no agent for the buyer of the property. If there is an agent for the buyer of the property, we pay 7% total.
They get the 4, and then whoever comes in gets the remainder of the 3.
He explained it a little different, but That's, yeah, he said it would not be more than 7. He thought it would probably be more like 6.5, but he said they go with 7 to just cover. So, and then the 3% of sales price, I guess, is when the cooperating agent is involved. I don't really know about that one right there. But no fees are due until we close, so. The rest of those items on that list don't apply to us. They're related to ground leasing, expansion, et cetera, et cetera.
So it's a little different than what we're used to residential real estate commissions, where you're basically paying the same amount, whether the same person listed as sells it as where they're co-op, and you're paying the same thing. But this is, if they sell it themselves, then we're only paying like 4% instead of.
That's right.
Any other questions? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote.
Sally Brock,
Yes.
Deidre Dunlap,
Aye.
Steve Harvey,
Yes.
Rachel Kirby,
Yes.
Carrie Morton,
Yes.
Carrie Youngblood,
Yes.
Mayor Chastain.
Aye, motion passes. Item 6B is resolution number 2026-11, a resolution of the city of McMinnville to annex certain property upon the written consent of owners and to incorporate the same within the boundaries of the city limits and to set a date when the resolution becomes effective. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Steve Harvey,
Second.
second by Ms. Carrie Morton. Questions or discussion?
So, there's 6 lots on Manchester Highway that are part of this, right?
Yeah, they're all in little small lots, and then there's the big parcel that's 65, 67 acres, whatever it is there.
And neither of those include the existing subdivisions. They're already in the city, right?
They're already in the city.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're already maintaining Burvilla Road down to that point because we annexed that when we did that original property that's subdivided now. Police and fire are responding down there. So this is just adjoining and makes sense to annex it as we're already providing those services now in that area.
So one developer's bought all the lots that are on Marston Highway, and they're want to take the whole thing into the city.
And those along the highway are already developed. The big one, at this point, based on discussion with the owner, is just going to be an extension of Stone Creek development, so it'd be residential.
So as far as the access road went,
There'd be no routes put in off Villa when the subdivision process comes through. And I believe, Mark, if I'm thinking correct, you're going to kind of loop off that turning point there where it is now, back toward Villa. So I know some of the concern was that going through the highway and then people coming through there. There's been no intention of that occurring really,
but they would have more protection even from the city than they would if they were in the county. Doesn't that seem to resonate?
What protection from what?
From an access road.
That goes all the way through.
Oh.
Well, the two things out here the most concerned about are zoning and an access road cutting all the way through. And tell me if I'm wrong, but it seems like they could still do any of that if it stayed, if it wasn't annexed. I mean,
yeah,
That's right.
maybe even more likely to be able to, maybe less hoops to jump through to do that. And if it's taken into the city, then there will be less of a chance of those things happening, I feel like.
So from a subdivision standpoint, it would come to us regardless because we have a regional planning commission.
Yeah.
And so that subdivision process would still come through us for approval. But yeah, I mean, it could be subdivided. The R1 lot requirements apply to that. So it'd be essentially the same if it's in or out. It could be developed in the same manner.
So zoning would ultimately fall on us.
Yes. Yes,
But now-
currently the county does not have any zoning, so it would be whatever the county allow would be.
Is it currently R1?
No,
What
we
is it?
will go through the process to zone it now. Typically, that's what follows when we do that because it's in that planning region and that's the proposed development. So we'll go through the process to annex that, or to zone that, much like we do a rezoning request. So there'll be additional public hearings, neighbors will get notified on that.
So her question is, the county doesn't zone at all right now, is what you're saying? Like, it has no zone? It has no, it's not.
Right.
Correct, Terry? You guys don't have any?
So when we take it over, it will fall under R1.
It's gonna be R1, is that what we're saying?
Yes.
It will definitely be R1, everything inside the purple.
The purple will
That's
be
right.
R1. The small lots along Highway 55 may go commercial just because they're along the highway there. Those are already developed, so it's not that a big shopping center or something of that nature is really going to come in on the likelihood. Those may go commercial. Once we start that process, we'll determine what's going to be best for those lots. But the big purple is, at this point, going to come in.
There's quite a big stretch of the purple on the highway as well.
That's a possibility. I'm not a big fan of split zoning on a lot because that's all one single parcel. You start getting into tricky messes if you start trying to zone a portion of it, one zone, and then a portion of another zone. So for that, I think it makes sense for all that to come in R1, unless you wanted to subdivide that portion off and look at that.
Point to where that you're talking about. Victor.
She's talking about that.
Right
that
there.
area
That right
goes
there.
up
So
to.
that's gonna stay R1 and won't become a commercial
At this
or
point, everything's going
industrial.
to be R1, yeah.
And for it to change, it would have to come back before the board.
If it got zoned R1, yeah, it'd have to go through that process to come
Okay.
back. Yep.
What is the process of, who would make the decision about whether or not there could be an access road from road to road, a cut
That will
through?
come through looking at the subdivision, so that will go through the planning commission.
So the planning commission decides,
Yeah. But that's also going to have to be looked at by TDOT as well, because if that access road's going to go to TDOT, then they would have to sign off on that as well.
what would the, I mean, based on your prior experience, what would be the likelihood that TDOT would not allow that?
That area, I don't know. If it was a bypass, I'd say they absolutely ain't going to allow it, but Highway 55, I don't know. Like I said, I don't think there's any intention on that.
I know, it just worries me.
TDOT put up the board and throw it and figure out what they're going to approve, so.
And I know we're all here with the best intention for everyone, but for it to land in, we don't think there's any intention of that.
We can look in that, and a lot of that could be covered through the subdivision regulations, because we say that was gonna be the best access points, and make sure that they're adequate for fire and that type of stuff. Now, depending upon the number of lots, there might have to be 2 access points just to meet for fire. But we could look at that, and like I said, that could be just a loop off for a villa, and then the other one. So there, it can be handled, and we can look at that during the subdivision process. And if you guys would like, I can keep you informed as that goes on.
Absolutely. I used to live in an area that was a cut-through road, and I would consider it would be a great concern.
And when it goes to planning commission, if we could get some kind of reminder and notice, because a lot of times I don't know it's happened until after it's over.
Yeah, I'll let you.
Our decision to annex it doesn't help or hurt at the, I mean, that doesn't help that issue at the moment.
Right. I
either
just,
way.
while we're talking about
Of
it,
course.
want to ask the questions while
Yeah.
we're in the middle of it.
If anything, I think it helps if you're gonna have to go one way or the other. I mean,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that when that does come up, I would know where to be for that conversation.
Yep, I can let you know.
Any further questions? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote.
Sally Rock,
Yes.
Deidre Dunlap,
Aye.
Steve Harvey,
yes.
Rachel Kirby,
Yes.
Carrie Morton,
Yes.
Carrie Youngblood,
Yes.
Mayor Chastain.
Aye, motion passes. Item 6C is resolution number 2026-12, a resolution of the city of McMinnville to offer a discounted rate of 25% to government employees as shown in the attachments to the resolution, and to set the date for the resolution to become effective. 25% discount on what?
At the Milner
Yeah,
Center.
the Milner Center.
I knew Terry Bell was here for a reason.
Yeah, let the record reflect that that is for
The
access
Milner
to the Milner Center, and to set the date when the resolution becomes effective. Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Carrie Morton, a second by Ms. Deidre Dunlap. Any questions or discussion?
Can we give it to policemen and teachers?
Well, city employees already get it, but
No,
yeah,
I mean-
if they're sheriff's
Yeah.
deputies,
I
So
think Justin has some really good updates to provide.
If I may, yes.
Between when we met last of the committee meeting and now. I'm excited about it.
Yes,
So-
thank you. So my original intent was to offer this to local government, county, basically. You know, as the mayor said, we as city employees, we get access to the facility, the Milner Center, and to the Gilly Pool. It's a great amenity for us to be able to use that. We have a lot that we offer. It was not planned that Mr. Bell was here, but he's here. So, but my goal was to speak to you all about offering a discount to county employees. I've been approached over the years by EMS, Sheriff's Department, those folks about using our facility. And so when we had our committee meeting, I was very broad in saying I wanted to offer it to government entities. And after we've had that committee meeting and bringing it forward tonight, I wanted to narrow that down even more to just local government, county government, and the Board of Education. And with that said, I've put together some points here of, let me take one and pass it around, of this proposal and the reason behind it. And put some key points on that. For one, I feel like it would strengthen our city and county partnerships. You know, we work closely with county employees daily, weekly, annually, with public safety, emergency response, community services. Two, this is going to generate revenues. That's the big thing of the reason I wanted to offer it was memberships and revenues. That was the whole intention of my committee meeting. It aligns with what we have as our city employee wellness practices. We offer this to all of our full-time employees, but even our part-time employees are able to use our facility at no cost for the city. This supports workforce wellness. You know, that's a big part of what we do. You know, regular physical activity improves our attendance, morale, productivity. This would be another benefit to the county. This discount would apply to annual memberships only. And when I first started this, I was looking at monthly, 6 month, and annual. But annually, if we offer it annually, we're talking one time a year. This is not putting more of a workload on my full-time front desk staff of every month we're renewing something. It's a one time a year thing. But offer that discount to the county employees, full-time and part-time, 25% for both the Milner's membership and separately to the Gilly Pool. Those are not combined passes, so they would get 25% off with the Milner Center, or if they decided to go buy a Gilly Pool pass, they could get the 25% off there. Again, it's just a one-time verification, reduce front desk workload. I just feel like it's would be a great benefit for the county. I came to the board back in 2021, and we had talked about doing a tier approach for some folks, but I really, again, just felt strongly that I wanted to work with them. And again, that's the approach that I've had I've been approached from some of those individuals within the county. So memberships, annual memberships only, 25% discount. Yeah, and I just think it would be a great service. So.
and then again, it just encompasses county employees and then school system employees.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that includes your.
Yeah, that's in the county, yeah.
That would be an exposure of 1,500 employees. to this
Roughly.
program.
I spoke to Justin Cotton on the phone, and that's about 1,500 employees, full-time, part-time employees. The
And they
county.
have to pay the annual.
It would be an annual membership only. Yes, that includes themselves and their family.
It'd be interesting to say who that brings in.
It would, and I mean, we have some folks that are already there that are using our facility, but it will. I think, again, we offer so much. You know, you're there. We offer so much with classes and with pickleball and basketball and all these things, and we have a great weight room, new equipment. I want to showcase that. People know we're there. I just want to get them in the door.
I think it's a great idea.
Thank you.
There's some really great stuff going on. I mean, it's just doing so much.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote.
Sally Brock,
Yes.
Deidre Dunlap,
Aye.
Steve Harvey,
Yes.
Rachel Kirby,
Yes.
Carrie Morton,
Yes.
Carrie Youngblood,
Yes.
Mayor Chastain.
Aye, motion passes.
Thank you.
Item 7 is recognition of employees and departmental reports. Anyone that has anything for the board, come on up.
I'll talk. I'd like to recognize the public works staff for working Friday night, Saturday, all day Sunday, and into Monday morning, salting roads, plowing roads. Even when TDOT stopped here in Warren County, Minnesota Public Works kept going. We slung probably about 100 tons of salt on all of our local roads here and state roads. I'd also like to thank a lot of people sitting behind me, the directors. I'm pretty green still when it comes to public works, and I got a lot of good support and help from them. Marty gave me radios to help us, keep in communication throughout the night. Ricky and his staff gave us a dump truck to use. We put a plow in it, so we have 3 plows going. Jordan and Nolan were essential to getting what we were doing out there. So just want to recognize everybody in my staff. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank
You did a great job.
And Mayor Bell, your people as well. I know, especially at the hospital, we had help from EMS, the rescue squad, the sheriff's department, and stuff like that. So thank you to the county as well and helping with the weather.
Thank y'all, the city. Thank y'all for doing this during always. It means a lot to me.
I'm giving a little bit of a different report tonight. I got so much to pass around here. So I wanted to give you guys a summary of what we've got going on with the Milner. I gave you guys a 2-page front and back. Essentially what this is, and it's really a thanks to my staff, Katie Smart, Renee Alvarez, Michael Benushis, Terry Beard, Don Hitchcock. They do so much as far as the programming, the facility, the management of it. These are just some numbers I wanted to share with you guys. I like to use 3-year examples here, but just for the Milner Center alone, we're trending upward. Our highest usage is this year. Out of 3 years, we're up 14%. Gilly Pool trends, those are pretty consistent. You can see that they stay steady. Our daily pass trends, we have a lot of people just buying daily memberships. They just walk in the door. Hey, I've never been here. I wanna see this place, and they pay for the day. Our annual membership, 6-month, and if you move to the back page, close to the back page, our senior memberships, family memberships, youth memberships, those things are staying consistent. Our seniors, they're dependable. We've got them there, they're consistent, they're always there. Our group fitness participation, our highest attendance classes, we've got an average of 25 participants in Power Pump. We offer 30 classes a week, up to 6 days a week. We always talk athletics. Our participation is up 5% between basketball, soccer, and baseball. We have 2,278 kids, participants playing in our leagues. I wanted to brag on Renee's homeschool PE program. It's blew up from 2022 to 2025. He's averaging 24 up to 24 kids per class. It's amazing to hear those kids in there playing during the middle of the day when we typically wouldn't have those folks in there. you know, because everyone else is in school. Katie's done a great job with our wellness program. This year, we went from 82 employees to 118 that did weigh-ins. So we're engaging more of our employees. We're seeing more people participating in that program, which is huge for us. So I really just wanted to show you guys these numbers. Again, the staff's doing a great job, and really this was about them, so.
And that power pump class is at 7 in the morning, and that's how many people come.
Yeah, it is. Thank y'all.
Mr. Mean, do you have anything?
I do not.
Mr. Purtle?
No.
All right. If there's nothing else for the board, we'll stand adjourned. Thank you all.